welcome to the AEW Dynamite post show. It's your boy ABE from DET.
I am that Bald Bro from the NYC.
Bald Bro out here in 4K tonight, looking great. New camera, new setup. That's what I'm talking about. That's what money looked like if y'all ain't never seen it before.
Come on, man. It's 2025. We're doing big things, man. Got to step it up, man. Got to keep up.
Big things, man. Great dynamite tonight, man.
Great dynamite, but man, that starter. What a way to open up the show, man. We're gonna get right into it though.
Let's talk about it, man. Willow and Swerve defeat Marina and John Moxley in a Texas Tornado tag match. And during the match, it was just insane, man. Back and forth action. It was even a moment where Swerve hit Marina with the house call, accidentally missing. He didn't do it purposefully, but he hit Marina, laid her out. Willow gets the 1, 2, 3 on Marina, and afterwards, Moxley, I don't know if it was knowingly or unknowingly like Swerve, but he hits Willow with the paradigm shift, Death Rider, whatever you want to call it, lays her out, gets one of the biggest heel roars that I've heard in a while, man. That man is hated right now going into Dynasty. But your thoughts on the opening of AEW Dynamite?
All right, let's get the quick good out of the way. Then we got to go down to the downright nasty. First off, fun opener to the match. I was surprised. I thought this was going to be the main event of the show, but all right, we kick off the show. Hot crowd, hot match to start, and like I said, tornado tag madness. You know, shout out to Marina. Marina held up her own. I mean, she's definitely improved since debuting a couple of years ago. I mean, but you know, it helps when you're in there with great veterans like Mox, Swerve, and Willow. But she held her own. I think she did pretty good. I mean, that table spot where she tried to powerbomb Willow, that was nasty. But Willow's a soldier. Like she'll do whatever it takes, man. Like she's a ball in that situation. But listen, let's just get to where we want to go. Like Mox. Like, first off, I called this out on my recent recording this past week on the Group Chat Wrestling podcast when we were talking about this match. I was like, watch when Mox hits Willow with that nasty paradigm shift and boom, right on the money. But Mox, you bald-headed son of a bitch.
Right.
You will pay for your crimes.
Right.
Thou shalt not lay the hands on Willow.
Right.
Fucking Willow, man. Are you kidding me?
Man. Come on.
What did she do in this universe to deserve that?
Right, man.
Besides beat your ass in a match. Whatever, man. You live for that shit. You don't put your fucking hands on Willow. Unacceptable. He needs to pay for his crimes in the worst way possible. Swerve. You need to do it for all of us.
All of us, man.
You need to do it for the entire IWC, for all the Willow fans out there, for all the fans of just get it done on Sunday, man. A loss would be unacceptable. We will never, ever forgive you if you do not get Willow's get back on Sunday.
Ridiculous.
Get it done.
Get it done, Swerve.
Disgusting, man. Despicable. Tony Khan, you will pay for your sins.
Right. How dare you drop my little thick sweetheart like that, man? She got an injured neck and all. You didn't even give a damn, Mox.
She got a bad neck history, man. You know that?
Right, man. Ridiculous, man.
Sloppy shop over there in AEW. Sloppy shop, man.
But that's how you do heel shit, man. You know that? It's no tweeners in AEW. You're either a good guy or you're a bad guy.
I don't know. You 10 toes down that son of a bitch. You know where Mox is standing. Like he's standing over there. Like over there is laying Willow the fuck out in the middle of the ring.
Oh man.
You talk about going into Philly.
Right.
Woo! Sunday night is gonna be a show, and I will be there live to witness it. Can't wait.
Man, send me videos, man.
Absolutely,
throughout the whole thing, man.
Yes, sir.
Next up, Toni Storm defeats Penelope Ford, and afterwards, Megan Bayne comes out looking like a gift from the heaven for all these rat bitches to remind themselves that they will never be as great as her, man. This is by far, to me, I don't care what anybody say, Megan Bayne is the most beautiful woman in all of professional wrestling. This goddess thing, it is not a gimmick, ladies and gentlemen. No. I believe she was sent from the heavens on a white horse and chariot and dropped off to her parents, man. This woman is just gorgeous, man. But Toni Storm on fire, on her way into Dynasty this weekend. Penelope Ford, shout out to her. This sidekick role she's been playing to Megan Bain's been absolutely incredible. Last week on Collision, when she kicked Tony Storm in the face during the montage, that was beautiful. So Penelope Ford, I hope that she get some props after this feud and put in some type of situation where possibly head towards a title or a really good feud with someone. She deserves it after this help she's been giving Bane rise to make actually look like the dominant champion she might be, come this weekend. But your thoughts on this match, Bro?
I feel like us as regular human beings, like I don't feel even like watching at home on TV. We're not worthy.
We aren't.
We're not worthy to watch Megan Bain on TV. Like, dude, she comes out. I heard people say, "Oh, we need to hear her talk more. We need to do more character." Bro, she ain't no damn character. That is Megan Bain, man.
Right.
Like, it's like she could do more just standing there silent for minutes than someone could cut a 5-10 minute promo just rambling like just utter nonsense, dude. You talk about aura, she got it, man. She got the whole world in her hands, in her palm.
Right.
She
Came out with a little white mini dress too tonight. Oh, Jesus, stop it. I'm not worthy.
That temptation is tempting, man.
Right.
That's what it is. But let's focus on the match on Sunday.
The match.
So here's the thing. She's been pushed to the moon ever since she's been signed to AEW. And there is no way it is way too soon for her to take a pin right now. She can't lose. And not only do I have her winning on Sunday, dude, I have her destroying Tony Storm.
Brock Lesnar style.
I've told my podcast mates, I've told all my dudes in the live, shout out to Daydream, Mid-South, Light Skin, Tom Screed, all those guys. I've told them SummerSlam, Lesnar Cena 2014. Remember that match? Yes. Cena came in as the champion and Lesnar just was spamming F5, suplex. That's your blueprint right there. What we don't get a lot in AEW, we don't get a lot of matches that just leave us like in shock and disbelief as far as like dominance goes of our favorites, our champions just being laid to waste like from bell to bell. This would be out of the norm, in my opinion. As big of a star Tony is, you have a chance to make an even just as big of a star in Megan Bain. Yeah. And what way to make a statement than to leave her laid to waste? I've heard the argument, Tony Storm already kind of went away for a few months already. Well, you know what? This is a special circumstance, and Megan Bain is that special circumstance. Like, she is a star ready right now. Yeah. No shenanigans, no fluky victory roll pinup or anything like that. Megan Bain, give her the damn belt, let her run with it, and just bask in her glory.
When you said this a couple of weeks ago, I'm not gonna lie, I doubted you. But now the story has been told. It's been a few weeks. I'm on your sidebar, bro. I would like to see her just dominate Tony Storm, take this win, and really elevate that women's division as a dominant champion. That would be absolutely incredible, man. I'm all on board on your prediction. Megan Bain, Jesus, I could talk about her this whole show, but let's move on. Let's move on. Man. Let's move on, man. MJF is in the ring with Bobby and MVP to make his case on why he should be in the Hurt Syndicate, but Bobby looks at MJF and says, "I don't trust you. I don't like you. And if you think that you deserve to be in the Hurt Syndicate, you need to earn it." MJF, I think he thinks about it, lets him know, okay, walks out. No, he's been talking a lot of trash subtly to Bobby, but he's been respectful, and I think he is really trying to earn his way into the Hurt Syndicate. But your thoughts on this segment?
He's fishing right now, man.
He is.
He's got that reel out right there, but they're not nibbling. They're not biting yet.
They're not
biting. He's playing the long game right now. So I think for Dynasty, we might get an official tag match between Learning Tree and the Hurt Syndicate. If that match does go down, I say don't be surprised to get MJF, maybe a little outside interference, maybe helping the Hurt Syndicate win the match, even though they don't need any help. They don't need Hurt Syndicate. What do they do?
Come on.
They hurt people. Hurt people, man. They don't need no help. But MJF, like you said, he's gonna try to, earn the good graces of the Hurt Syndicate. I mean, I think we'll play a little long game right here. It keeps MJF busy in the spotlight. But Bobby's smart. He sees what's going on with MJF from
Yeah.
day one. He knows what's up. MVP, maybe he's a little blind, due to his past relationship with MJF.
Right.
He sees a little of himself, but guess what? MJF has evolved since those old days in Florida Indies. Like, he is the devil today, man. He's not that same kid that he met back in 2017, 2018 in the Indies. Like, him driving around MVP just to ask him all the questions, be like a sponge, all that knowledge in the wrestling business. He's his own man now. He is one of the big players in AEW. So there's always a plan with MJF, but Bobby, he has his eyes open. Hopefully MVP opens his eyes as well.
Yeah, and you were talking about the possible match this weekend. Well, next up, we get Big Bill and Brian Keith beating some local talent in a squash match as Bobby and MVP watch afterwards. It looks like MVP was about to say, "You've got it," but Bobby says, "Not just yet." So maybe on Collision, they got to prove a little more because it doesn't seem official yet, but we all know we're headed in that direction.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Brian Keith and Big Bill?
I think the biggest story with Big Bill is, the story with him and Jericho. Jericho hasn't been pleased with both Bill and Keith, the past few months. Like, they've been losing and, disappointing Jericho. I think the longer game is getting Big Bill over as that next star. That's what I think that's Jericho's task right now. And that's his purpose right now in AEW. I mean, we all see it. We all want it to happen. I mean, we want Big Bill to kind of escape from the don't be that big branch in the learning tree anymore. Right. Be his own man. It's coming, whether it's in a month or two, but I think the goal is obvious right there, because as good as Big Bill is, like, he's a star in the making. I'm just so happy for him. If you know his story, his troubles in the past with substances, alcohol. I mean, he's a few years sober now. He's been happily married recently. So I wish nothing but success for him, and I think it's coming sooner rather than later. So, big things are happening for Big Bill on the horizon.
Definitely. Love everything Big Bill's been doing. I think he separated himself from that Enzo and Cass gimmick. At least to the AEW fans, he is known as just Big Bill. He's been proving himself in great shape. I was watching him stand next to Bobby, and I said, "Whoa, they look kind of similar size there, not height wise, but girth." He's been hitting the gym hard lately.
Oh yeah, he's shredded. Like, someone posted a side-by-side pic of both of them, like his last time in WWE compared to now. Like, no, he did a complete 180. He got right, he got healthy, he got motivated, and you're seeing the the effects of all that hard work. And like I said, I think he'll be rewarded sooner than later for all the hard work he's put in the couple years he's been with AEW now.
Definitely. This next match had two of my new favorite wrestlers, man. I just love these two young guys. And I'm talking about Kevin Knight and Blake Christian, but they were in a tag team match. It was Kevin Knight and Will Ospreay to defeat Lee Johnson and Blake Christian before their opening match coming up this weekend in the Owen Hart tournament. We're going to get Kevin Knight, Will Ospreay, one-on-one opening match. That is going to be absolutely incredible. I cannot wait to this weekend. I cannot wait to Dynasty. This pay-per-view just is getting better and better. But this is what AEW does, man. They hit home runs with their pay-per-views every single time. And this weekend will be no different. But your thoughts on this tag team match with the four of these guys?
Once again, we were so lucky to get Vanilla Baby on our TV once again. I mean, I ain't gonna sing again. I don't need to do that. We know the Jack Harlow song. I don't need to go that route again. But listen, like I told you, when we got that match with Omega, it's just gonna you only got a taste. You got a little bit more today, and just that start of the match, like between him and Ospreay, like this dude can go. He can hang with the best in the world. I mean, like I said, I've seen it in the Indies. I've seen it in GCW. I've seen it in Ring of Honor. Now we're seeing it on a bigger stage on AEW television the past couple weeks. And shout out to Shotty Lee Johnson as well, coming back on the main roster. He's been doing his thing in Ring of Honor the past few years. He's developed very well. He has a very promising future in AEW down the line. But listen, Ospreay and Kevin Knight. I mean, great tag team action between those two. But oh man, that opening round matchup at Dynasty, like this is, I think we all know, kind of expect how the match is gonna go. But this is one of those instances where we've seen in wrestling over the years, like you could get over just as much in a loss or even more in a loss
Right.
than a victory. We've seen it over and over again. We saw John Cena's debut against Kurt Angle. We saw it with Jeff Hardy versus The Undertaker, that ladder match for the world title. We've seen it over and over throughout the years. So whether he wins or loses, more than likely he'll take the L on Sunday to Ospreay, but you're going to see the promise that Kevin Knight has in the future. And he's going to be a huge factor in the plans in AEW. Whether, like I said, just sit back and enjoy the ride, because Sunday they're going to put on a master clinic. And
Yep.
just I can't wait, man. Like it's leaving me speechless just thinking about all the crazy shit that they're going to pull off in Philly. But man, I cannot wait for Sunday.
I'm calling a prediction. This Owen Hart Cup tournament, upcoming one, I got a feeling this is going to be the greatest tournament in AEW history, man. I think it's going. I see some magic coming out of this tournament.
Oh man, you know what? You calling prediction? I'm gonna call prediction right now. The final for the men at Double or Nothing. Will Ospreay versus Hangman.
Woo!
Will Ospreay versus Hangman Page will be the final.
Take my money. I'm for it.
At Double or Nothing. And it's just crazy, this roster, that's the thing. We have not had that one-on-one match yet.
Right. Crazy.
But we gotta get through a few rounds though. But man,
gotta get there.
I'm calling it right now.
I'm clipping this, man. I'm gonna bring this up. Bald Bro predicts Hangman Ospreay finals.
Mm-hmm. And if that comes true, dude, you got to animate me doing this, for the advertisement in the week. Just this, like, what? I'm doing this. That's the Mello right there. Shout out to Carmelo Anthony, inducted to the Basketball Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Famer, man. Carmelo Anthony, man, New York Knicks legend. Let's fucking go.
Should have been a Detroit Piston. Why the hell did we draft Darko? What the hell? Anyway. Next up, the Ops are backstage warning everyone that they will be at Dynasty, and they warn the entire roster, don't get caught lacking. I like the Ops, man. I think they are headed towards those trios titles. What about yourself?
Oh yeah, they're destined for the trios titles. I think that's exactly what they were formed for. And like I said, I love the makeup of the trio. With Joe, Shibata, and Hook. I feel like Hook is surrounded by his two cool uncles, in a sense. Like I had two cool uncles growing up. I didn't look at them as like adult figures. I looked at them as like big brothers, in a sense. They're cool. You could talk to them like your friends and whatever, but they're still positive role models in that sense. But it's a perfect I think they're the perfect trio, and those belts were made for them, and it's only a matter of time before they take those three belts for whoever is the champion after Dynasty. But yeah, man, listen, the Ops, they're doing their thing. I mean, just glad that Joe is back, for how longer he is. And it's been a great benefit to Hook as well. He's been a little stagnant here and there, but I feel like Joe is a good guiding force for a young guy like Hook. I mean, which I think will benefit him in the future. I still hold out some hope for Hook in the future, that he'll develop a little bit more, but he's still young. He has time, and we'll see what happens. But the Ops, man, their future trios titles. It's only a matter of not if, but when.
Yep. Next up, if Booker T was ring announcing this match at the beginning, he would describe these two men as no bread, no water, just meat.
Oh,
as Brody King defeats Lance Archer in one of the meatiest matches you will ever see. I think I even heard the crowd chanting that. But Brody King, man, looking strong. Lance Archer doing what he does, man. But how do you feel about this one?
Great change up match, between Brody and Archer. And like you said, it's a nice change up in a couple matches we had before. You have the more athletic, more faster, high tempo matches earlier. Then you change the pace, with the, like I said, the two big meaty stocky guys, like just going blow for blow, like from bell to bell. Like they no flips, no twists, no chain wrestling. It is just haymaker after haymaker after haymaker. This is old school, like heavyweight boxing right here, in a sense. 100%. Like just big dudes just going for the home run every shot that they take. But listen, Brody coming away with the win, at the end. I think he'll have a decent showing in the Owen Cup, but I kind of feel from in the sense, just bad timing with Buddy's injury. They should be at the forefront of the tag division right now, but hopefully Buddy comes back soon. They get Hounds of Hell back in the tag division, back them focus and get back on track. But for now, let's enjoy some Brody, just putting on some great banger matches in the meantime.
1000%, man. 1000%. Then we get to the main event where Adam Copeland comes out, and sometimes you can do something a little bit too much, and that's what that song was. The crowd got to singing it. They forgot the words. He had to clap it off. You can't do this every night. You know what I mean?
No, hold on. You could if you know the damn words.
Exactly.
They did this crowd sucked.
Yeah,
they get an F. So for anyone watching this video, whoever's going to be in Philly with me on Sunday, I know we're going to do it again. Let's get it right in Philly. Like, listen, we don't know how long Copeland's going to be wrestling for. It could be a year. It could be 2 years. So I say, whether you're watching at home or watching live, like I say, enjoy for as long as you can, because we don't know. I mean, it's a gift in a sense. Like this second act of his career, he was retired for 7-8 years. So I've heard someone say like, oh, is he diminishing his career coming back? No, he wants to go out on his own terms. So I always appreciate that. I'm never gonna knock any man in any profession for wanting to go out on their own terms. I mean, I remember 2011, dude. I was in tears like when he announced his retirement. He's one of my all-time favorites. So like, you ain't gonna get no complaint from me if he wants to go further. But like I said, Philadelphia, let's do Copeland right. Get the damn song right, man. Come on, he's had this song for 2 decades, man. Come on now.
Damn, put some respect on him.
Exactly, man. Let's go.
But Claudio, man, is one of the most just legit people in the business. I just wish his timing was better, man. The work that he does, the way he is just a constant professional. I wish that there was a lane for him to get to the tippy top of this professional wrestling business. But unfortunately, he might just hover around that mid-card spot forever. But I pray one day he gets his roses, because he made Adam Copeland look like he was damn near 30, 20-something years old. Great match. Solid. Adam Copeland, he does get the win over Claudio, but no knock to Claudio, man. That man is a constant professional wrestler. Top notch. But your thoughts on the match?
Yeah, like great main event in my opinion. Like you said, Claudio can make any. You cannot. I don't think Claudio's capable of having a bad match with anyone, whether it's a rookie, international talent, doing a little stop on AEW, or a veteran of the caliber of Copeland. Like whoever you put him in the ring with, you're guaranteed to get the best output from his opponent. And it's easy, it's smooth sailing with Copeland. I mean, that power slam on the apron looked nasty, and then he throws him into the crowd, try to get the 10 count. Of course, Copeland dives in the last second, eats the neutralizer, kicks out again, but Copeland wouldn't stay down. He picks up the 3 count at the end. But I knew that this match, it wasn't going to be the end of the night. It was about the post match, and I'm sure we'll get into that right now. And because the way this shit ended,
oh man, post match we get Swerve is backstage looking for Mox and runs into Hangman. They get the argument. Hangman says, "You entered my house." Swerve says, "You burnt down my house." Paige says, "You deserved it." And Swerve says, "I know." That shocked Hangman. He was at a loss for words, like, wow, you're finally admitting it. It was a sign of almost like you could see the air coming out of their feud, like, wow, okay. Well, I guess we can be cool. Hangman didn't know what to say and just walked off. Before we get into the next segment, how do you feel just about that interaction? Hangman Swerve looking like some type of peace treaty going on there without the words being said.
Not a peace treaty per se, like, but I think in no way, shape, or form, like, well, the way that Hangman played it off, no way, shape, or form was Hangman prepared to hear that, because I mean, this has been going almost like a year and a half, back and forth, and it's gone to extremes. Like you said, Swerve breaking into Hangman's house, Hangman burning down Swerve's house, and it's kind of interesting with Swerve that we've never seen any regret in his past actions, or any like admitting to any fault or any guilt. He kind of, when his house got burned down, he never had that moment of inner reflection, like, was this caused by my previous actions or anything like that. He was always just caught up in the moment, what was happening right in front of him. So to hear the words, like, actually said that, I know I deserved it, and just that total shock and on Hangman, I say they just added a crazy wrinkle into the main event for Sunday,
Yeah.
between Swerve and Mox. Like, you know, I've always thought, like, with Hangman saying that he would do everything in his power for Swerve to never to win the title. But I've always held firm belief that, as much as he says that, if you're a Hangman, wouldn't it be sweeter to take the belt, like, you win the Owen, and at All In you take that belt from Swerve? Is there a
Ooh,
little bit more satisfaction in
it
that?
is.
You go through hell, you go through, like you said, maybe the greatest tournament in wrestling history, and at the end, before you cross the finish line, you gotta go through your rival one last
One
time.
more
I mean, what better feeling than the guy who's been the biggest thorn in your side in almost 2 years right now? I mean, it's a story. It's basic storytelling right there, and like I said, that moment of reflection right there between Swerve and Hangman. I mean, what more can you want? Like I said, they just added a whole new element to Dynasty this Sunday. I mean, because we know Mox is going to have his Death Riders in his back pocket. So who does Swerve really have in his corner?
Right.
He hasn't really had much allies the past few months. I mean, you got Nana, but what is he gonna do?
Right.
I say, stay tuned, keep your eyes open.
We shall see.
See some magic, maybe.
And they were going into overtime on this Dynamite, because after that segment, the Death Riders, they find Swerve and give him the attention that he wanted by kicking his ass in the back and all the way to the ring.
Careful what
Moxley
you wish
lays
for.
out. Yeah, you got what you wish for. Lays
Mhm.
out some glass in the middle of the ring. Claudio lays out, power bombs him into the glass. Death Riders walk off thinking they got the last word, but in like an Undertaker type fashion, Swerve rises, stares down the Death Riders, and with no words said, let them know it's going to take a lot more than that to kill me. This feud is on fire right now. I am so looking forward to Mox versus Swerve this weekend. I can't even call it. And to be honest, they've both been doing such great work. I won't be mad if either man wins. If either man wins, I would not be mad. But your thoughts on the ending of AEW Dynamite?
I have one question though. Him getting power bombed on that glass. Was the glass real? Was it real glass, or has this company not learned its lesson yet? Nah, I'm
Right.
kidding. All right, nah. All right, yeah.
I hope
Let's forget about that. She was
yeah,
almost 2 years
forget
ago.
about
Move on, move on.
right,
All right.
right, right, right.
But you know what? It's kind of like you follow old wrestling tropes. Right before the pay per view, the heel gets one over on the baby face. Come pay per view, baby face, gets over, wins at the end of the day, and it's always vice versa. But I don't know, man. Like you said, it could go either way. But I think I'm looking at for the bigger picture in AEW right now, as far as 2025 goes. I think they're riding on a high right now. I think they're producing some of their best television
Mhm.
in 2025. I think they've been very consistent for the past couple of months. I think they're running more cohesively. From Dynamite, Collision, has been a lot much better. There's even purpose behind Collision now. It's no more
Yeah,
random matches. You got
yes.
stories. Everyone complaining about, oh, there's nothing important on Collision. Well, you got Athena and Mercedes last week, and people are like, why was it on Dynamite? Well, what do you want, man? Like, make up your mind. But I just feel there's more focus on the product. There's more synergy, there's more focus, like there's a
Yeah.
clearer path right now. There's less to, like, there's less of a dark cloud. Like, it's kind of, the skies are clearing up a little bit. And the icing on the cake right now would be Swerve finally ending Mox's reign over the world heavyweight title and walking out Philly with that belt, as your two-time heavyweight champion. So I think that's the move. You got to do it right now, just for the sake of keeping keeping up the goodwill that AEW is building up.
Yeah.
The past couple months, like the TV product has been better in my opinion. There's, like I said, there's more focused attention to detail, a little bit better storyline
A
wise,
lot better.
character
A
wise,
lot better.
a lot better. Let's just
Yeah.
call it what it is. But that's the direction to go. I mean, I hear what you're saying. Like, listen, all due respect to Mox, like it's time.
It's time.
It's time to pass it along to Swerve and let him run with the ball.
And you were talking about Collision. Collision, to me, the best thing that happened to Collision was the cancellation of Rampage. There's so much attention to Collision now. I hate to compare the two. I know everybody does it, but I got to do it. Dynamite feels like Raw. Collision feels like SmackDown. These are two big shows now. I was just texting you like, we got to do a Collision post show. We have to start. It's that
Absolutely.
important now.
Yeah.
It is that important.
And yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, it does suck. Like, yeah, they did lose an hour of TV, but at the same time, that allowed TK and the crew to just focus more on Dynamite and Collision. So
Yeah.
that's where I think you see more of that cohesion on both shows. Right now, and that's, like you said, that's led us. Now we're definitely going to cover that Saturdays going forward, because it's, like I said, it's not just throwaway matches, it's not just heatless matches that don't lead anything. Now we get big moments like Mercedes and Athena for the first time meeting up. Like, that's what we've wanted, like, for so long. And we see the damn the bracket with the women's Owen tournament, like they're on the same side of the bracket. So holy, what is this man cooking? What is Tony cooking? I think we're in for a swerve in that tournament. Like, I don't think it's going to be as cookie cutter as people think. Like, he might have a surprise or two up his sleeve.
Right. As you see, like I said, we didn't talk about this because we didn't cover Collision, but yeah, you get Athena and a Mercedes matchup, and then during tonight on Dynamite backstage, as they make it official, it's going to be Harley and Mercedes teaming up against Billy and Athena on Collision. That's going to be entertaining as hell, just to see Harley and Mercedes together now on a team with the puppet. I can't wait for Collision, man.
Oh, it's gonna be some great TV on Saturday night. Like, I really hope she has the puppet with her in the corner for that tag match. That shit's gonna be hilarious. But also, you get your first in-ring interaction between Mercedes and Athena. And I'm sure it's gonna be very brief. Like, they're not gonna, of course, give away too much. Like, we still got 3 months until All In, and I think that's the goal right there for their eventual big showdown. It has to happen at All In. But you're gonna get very brief taste on Saturday, but it's just gonna lead to everybody wanting more and just hyping up that match down the line.
Definitely. Go home AEW Dynamite show before Dynasty on a scale of 1 to 10. What you giving it tonight, bro?
Tonight, I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's a fair score. I think it's more. I give it that score more for how the show opened, just that shock and awe factor of, like I said, Marina eating a nasty house call kick, and then at the end, after the match, Willow eating a nasty paradigm shift from Moxley, and just how the show ended with Jeff Riders thinking they got one over on Swerve, but he just sat up and said, "Nah, you're gonna have to put me onto the ground to walk out of Philly with that title." So for the beginning and the end, I'll give it an 8.5 in my opinion.
8.5 is about where I was at too. I was saying it was about a B show, but the more I kept getting the image of Megan Bain in that white dress looking like an absolute goddess, I pushed it up to a 9.1. This is an A show just because of that white dress and Megan Bain. God damn it!
I don't blame you for that, man. You're only human, dude.
Right. Well, let the people know what's going on with group chat, man. What's popping?
Oh, excuse me. Episode 39. We just dropped this morning. Group Chat Wrestling Podcast. We dropped our first episode with video, so you get to see our beautiful faces. Kinda. Couple my co-hosts, Dan and Andy. They had luchador mask on. Dan had Bandito mask, and Andy had a La Parca mask. If you watch WCW luchadors back in the day, you know La Parca. And dude, we recorded for 2 hours. They had those masks on for 2 hours. Those dudes are fucking nuts. But
Right. They
I love
believe in kayfabe.
yeah, they did it. They did it for the love of the game. But yeah, like I said, episode 39 out. We're doing big things going forward, man, and we're only getting stronger as we with every passing episode. We reviewed a couple of British indie shows this past weekend, the TNT shows and the Progress 178 show as well. And this upcoming weekend, well, probably on Monday, we'll review Dynasty as well as all the AEW action this past week as well.
Definitely. And for the Holy Shhh Podcast, make sure you check out our season 2, brand new season 2. I hope you all been enjoying our in-studio setup, but season 2, episode 3 is tomorrow. We're going to touch on some serious topics about race and professional wrestling, as serious as we can be. You know, Chuck's a fucking idiot, so we can't be too serious, but we're going to try our best tomorrow. Check it out, YouTube, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then after that, SmackDown post-show, as usual with the entire crew, including Meeks Mayhem. She is finally 100%. My homegirl been sick for like 2 weeks, man. Crazy flu, but she's back. But till then, though, man, it's been good with you tonight, bro. Till next time, it's your boy AB from DET.
I am that ball bro for the NYC.
You guys been tuning into the AEW Dynamite Holy Shit Post Show. Peace.
Media.